Good evening, everyone, and welcome live to the Brevard Sports Network in our first installment of Friday Night Lights here in 2025 Spring Edition here from the historic McClarty Stadium here at Chuck Wood Field at the Rock at Rockledge here for, again, the first edition of Friday Night Lights here in 2025 for spring football. Again, welcome everyone to the Brevard Sports Network. I am Jackson Robb. Alongside me tonight is Kayla Brown, the Rockledge Raider alumni and resident Rockledge expert, I'll call him tonight, here on the scene of this one tonight as we have spring football between Rockledge and Mount Dora, as we'll have the national anthem here, and then we'll get back to the game preview ahead of tonight's football action on the Brevard Sports Network. As the national anthem wraps up, we welcome you back here to McClarty Stadium as we get set for spring football action here between, again, two reigning defending playoff teams in the Rockledge Raiders and the Mount Dora Hurricanes. Mount Dora last season, looking at the away team first. Tonight, Mount Dora coming off of an 8-3 season in which they were the 6th seed in 3A Region 2 and ended up falling in the regional quarterfinals last season. They're under now going into a fourth-year head coach, Luke Hutchinson, for the Hurricanes, and coming off again their first playoff season in, I believe, 4 or 5 seasons before that. Whereas for Rockledge now under new head coach this season, but one that is very familiar to Brevard County. And, you know, this is a coaching staff that has gotten some new additions as well in Coach Brian Helton as well from on the defensive coordinator, coming over from Satellite as well. Rockledge coming off of a 6-4 playoff season in which they fell in the regional quarterfinals to Zephyr Hills as a 5 seed in 4A Region 2. Raiders currently have made the playoffs in the last 8 seasons, looking to keep that up once again this season as we head into the 2025 fall season. But it starts here in the spring, and a big spring game for these two programs. Again, two very good football teams, both coming off playoff seasons with Mount Dora and Rockledge. Their only prior meeting in the regular season, at least according to Max Prep's records, was in 2017. Rockledge picking up a 54-point victory back on that day. As we get set to go here for spring football action, captains heading out to midfield for Rockledge. It's number 50, Javen White, number 54, Caden Taylor. For Mount Dora, number 0, Aaron Staples. Number 1, Tamir Gaines. And number 66, that is Shadil Torres. As we get set for the coin toss to get things underway tonight in the spring game. Also tonight on the Brevard Sports Network, Alan Zlotowski has spring football as well, and a jamboree between MCC, Cocoa Beach, and Palm Bay. So 4 Brevard County teams all in all tonight have some spring football, including this one here between Rockledge and Mount Dora. Should be a good test to see the Rockledge Raiders this season. Don't have a lot of turnover on the offensive or defensive side of the ball. Had a big senior class loss, as well as all the new name of the game when it comes to football and high school and collegiate sports, and that's the transfer portal. A lot of players moving around in the county. Some familiar faces from other schools here at Rockledge now. Some former Raiders have moved on as well, so it's going to be a new look roster for Rockledge. But you know the standard that the Raiders bring, as I mentioned, 8 consecutive playoff seasons, 2-time state champions as well here at Rockledge in 2001 and 2002. So no matter who's at the helm or who's on the field, the Raiders know what the standard is. They know what the goal is up on the whiteboard each season. But Mount Dora brings that success as well. Under Coach Luke Hutchinson every year has improved that win total. And again, it peaked last year at 8-3 in their first playoff berth in quite a while, and looking to bring that success into the 2025 season as well here, starting in this spring game. As we get set to go here, coin toss just finishing up. The Raiders getting set to take the field for the first time here at Chuck Wood Field and McClarty Stadium here in 2025. Again, a lot of expectations, always the case here at Rockledge. This team the last few years has been marked by a very strong defense, but again this year, as I mentioned, and myself and Alan's preview show back earlier this week on Wednesday night, I'm really looking forward tonight. The key that I'm looking for the Rockledge Raiders tonight is how that offense works. You got a lot of new faces there. New quarterback is going to be the rising sophomore Joseph Watkins. Got a lot of turnover, losing senior running back Jalen Bradley as well out of the backfield. Got some good receivers as well that they're not going to be returning. Athlete as well, Jamarcus Giscombe not going to be returning either. So there's a lot of returning production that is not going to be on this year's team. For Rockledge, going to be some new names to get to know tonight, and that's the glory of spring football. This one's not going on the record. It's just to get your name out there and see what this team has before we head into summer break and summer training and back in the fall for the kickoff classic, and then right into football once the season starts as the Raiders come out and take the field. As it looks like Rockledge will be opening the game, kicking off to Mount Dora, to the Hurricanes to get things started here in tonight's spring game. As the first 12 minutes go back up on the clock, and in the month of May, it's the start of football season once again in Brevard County. Felt like we just left off down in Miami with the state championships, and right back here now to Brevard County for more football here as we get started in the spring. First-year head coach here at Rockledge, John Holmes, coming over from Titusville. Holmes, a Rockledge alumni, and although he's a first-year head coach here at the Rock, he is far from inexperienced, and he's going to bring a lot. I mean, he was a BSN Coach of the Year after turning a 0-10 Titusville team around into a playoff team the last 3 seasons, and now bringing his experience here to Rockledge. And again, we talked about it as well the other night, the experience that these first-year quote-unquote first-year head coaches bring to these programs. As we get set to go, again, it'll be a kickoff from Rockledge, number 35, Michael Arbor. Yeah, we apologize for the sun glare. Unfortunately, that is out of our control tonight, but that'll be over there as the sun sets. As the kickoff going to get away. not going to be live return, so wherever they catch it is where they will take over, and that'll be around the 15-yard line. And Mount Dora will start on offense. Again, Mount Dora led by now fourth-year head coach Luke Hutchinson. Mount Dora coming off an 8-3 playoff season of their own last year, returning to the postseason for the first time under new head coach Luke Hutchinson. In just his third season, has proved on his win totals each season. Rockledge defensively bringing in new defensive coordinator Brian Helton. Coach Helton coming over from a head coaching stint at Satellite the last 3 seasons. As we get set to go, Mount Dora starting with the ball at their own 20-yard line for first down and 10. And they're going to start off with a play action. Big blitz coming early from Rockledge off the edge. The pass just gets away incomplete. But a hot blitz coming in there off the edge from Trace Oakley for the Raiders. Gets the pressure on the quarterback, forces the incomplete pass. Quarterback for Mount Dora is Nicholas Kerr. As it keeps him at the 20-yard line, second down and 10 for the Hurricanes. Kerr drops, immediately rolls to his right, under pressure again, and he's going to go down as a sack here on second down as another big blitz from the Raiders defense, that time coming from the second level. And that's a sack for Dontravius Harvey and Torrey Love. And it's already third down now for Mount Dora, now at their own 14-yard line. Lost to 6 on second down. Early observations here as the Raiders pass rush looks good here. Third down and 16 now for Mount Dora. Most likely be looking to keep this ball in the air. Never mind, they're going to hand it off right up the middle. Has some room to run off the left side. Bounce to the outside. Still going. First down and more for Tamir Gaines, but there is a flag down. And this one might be coming back on a big gain on 3rd and 16, and it is going to be on Mount Dora. And the hold will back them up, and they'll try third down again. Tough break for the Hurricanes, finding a way to convert 3rd and 16 on the ground, but with the assistance of a hold, and that's going to cost them the first. As Mount Dora now with the penalty, he'll be backed up down inside the 10-yard line. And again, that's the spring game again. The Rockledge defense gives up a big 20-yard run on 3rd and long, but they get the benefit of the penalty. That'll make it now third down. And the trip back to Mount Dora, back inside their own 10-yard line. Got to get to the 30 for a first down. And they're going to go with the handoff again to Tamir Gaines. Gaines around the left side again, breaking some tackles. And will ultimately get back just around the original line of scrimmage, which ends up being a gain of about 12 yards, but still plenty shy of the line to gain on 3rd and long. That'll bring up 4th down on the opening drive here for the Hurricanes. And it's going to be a 3-and-out to open here for Mount Dora as they will send out the punt unit. Rockledge with 2 deep to return here. And again, no live special teams here in the spring game as the punt gets away end over end. And it's caught at the 40 for Rockledge, and that's where they'll take over. That one brought in by Michael Gonzalez. And the Raiders will take over now under new head coach John Holmes. They've had 3 head coaches over the last 8 seasons, but the one thing all those 8 seasons have in common is they all ended in the postseason for the Rockledge Raiders. And this year, Coach John Holmes taking over. John coming over from Titusville, where he was the Brevard Sports Network Coach of the Year, I believe it was 3 seasons ago now, and led Titusville to the postseason every year he was up coaching for the Terriers, and he took over coming off an 0-10 season for Titusville and looking to bring that energy and that experience here to Rockledge, his alma mater. First down and 10, Raiders at their own 40-yard line. And we got flags early here pre-snap. It's going to be a false start. And before the Raiders even get started, they're going to have to take 5 yards back. It'll be 1st and 15 now, back from their own 35. It'll be 1st and 15 now for Rockledge. Quarterback is Joseph Watkins. Watkins coming off a solid freshman campaign. Rolls out to his right. Watkins has room to run. He's going to take off down the sideline and takes a big hit out to the outside, and that's going to draw some flags early as Watkins picks up the 1st down and more. And the rising sophomore quarterback showing his dual threat ability there as he picks up more than 15 with his legs and may have drawn 15 more afterwards with the flags coming in. And it is going to be a dead ball, personal foul on Mount Dora, so that will be 15 more for the Raiders on top of the 16 or 17 yards that Watkins gained with his legs. And a very nice start for the Raiders as one play in the books, and they're already down to the Mount Dora 33-yard line for 1st down and 10. Off the 17-yard scramble plus 15 more for Joseph Watkins, and the Raiders now well inside Hurricanes territory with 1st down and 10. Watkins brings a man in motion. It'll be a jet sweep for the Raiders, trying to cut it inside, and Mount Dora is all over that one for a loss of a yard there on 1st down to make it 2nd down and 11 off the jet sweep give to Drew Sarver. And for Rockledge, not a lot of offensive productive turnover this season. A lot of new names, a lot of new faces on this offense. For guys that were on the team that didn't play as much as they're going to this year, and it's going to be interesting to see here in the spring game and the kickoff classic in August in these preseason games to see what the Raiders offense is going to look like. Man in motion. They fake the jet sweep this time, handoff right up the middle. And a solid carry there, gets them a good chunk of yardage on 2nd down, sets up 3rd and manageable. The carry there by Camden Allen, number 36. Again, one of the biggest offensive playmakers that they lost here to graduation, Jalen Bradley. It's going to be about 3rd down and 5 yards here for Rockledge at the Mount Dora 29. They're going to go with the jet sweep again, this time to the right side. Have some good blocks. The edge is set, but not for long as it all breaks down. And Mount Dora is going to make the stop on 3rd down off the jet sweep by Michael Gonzalez. Now 4th down coming up for Rockledge. Decision-making time already here, well inside Mount Dora territory here. With 8.5 minutes to go in the 1st quarter, the Raiders going to keep the offense out there. They'll go trips left side here. 4th down and about 5 yards here. Mount Dora loading the box defensively. They go with the hard count. Watkins does it again. A few little twitches from the defensive line. Nobody goes off sides, though. Now they will snap it on 4th down. Watkins rolls out to his left, throws it upfield. It is off the hands, incomplete up the sideline, and he had Drew Sarver for a 1st down and maybe more, but it's incomplete off his hands. And both teams' opening drives will come up scoreless as Mount Dora will take back over in better position than their opening drive off of the turnover on downs as they'll take over at about their own 29-yard line. 1st down and 10 Hurricanes. A tough break there. Good playmaking by the quarterback, Joseph Watkins, moving around in the pocket, motioning his receivers where he wanted them, and put some good air into that ball for Sarver, but it just comes right off the fingertips. And that'll send Mount Dora back out 1st down and 10 at their own 29-yard line. And Rockledge going to burn a timeout. Thought they had too many on defense. So they take the timeout. Opening timeout here of the 1st half for the Rockledge Raiders with 7:58 to go in the 1st quarter. And that timeout brought to you by Jimmy Hula's. Jimmy Hula supporting student athletes of Brevard County. Jimmy Hula is located on Pineda Crossing, just over Pineda Causeway. Great place to go grab food with the family. Very great location right there on the river. A lot of great food, great hospitality as well there at Jimmy Hula's. And definitely a spot to go check out, located on US 1 over in Pineda Crossing. As the teams quickly take back the field, we'll bring up 1st down and 10 Mount Dora at their own 29. It's going to be a handoff here on first down and a quick gain of about 2 yards on first this time for Mount Dora. Good job by the Raiders sealing the middle of the field. That brings up second down. Second down and 8 coming up now for Mount Dora from their own 31-yard line. Hard count there for Mount Dora. And then it's going to be a read option. And either read, it was swallowed up by Rockledge. Handoff for keeper. And that time, Kerr decides to keep it and gets swallowed up quickly. It's third down. Third down and 7 coming up for Mount Dora from their own 32-yard line. Really strong defense up front early for Rockledge, looking to keep it going here on third down and 7. Showing an outside blitz here. They bring the house on the D-line. Mount Dora running the left side, has room to run, and gets across the first down line to gain again is Tamir Gaines. Who's been solid for Mount Dora early tonight, running the football. And that'll be a Natwick Insurance first down for Mount Dora as they move it up to their own 39-yard line. And that's what's hurt the Raiders so far defensively, is that Tamir Gaines run to the left side of the line. The last time they did that, it got called for holding and took it back. That time it's all good on third and 7, a gain of 8. And it's first down Mount Dora from their own 40. As Kerr in the shotgun drops back to pass, he's going to let it fly down the field, one-on-one ball. And that one sails out of bounds. Tight coverage there by number 23, Jamarion Manning. The intended receiver looked to be Jaron Reynolds. And we have the first quarter water break here with 6:23 to go in the first quarter. It'll be second down and 10 coming up from Mount Dora at their own 40 after the incompletion on first, going for the deep ball for the first time tonight. The first time we've really seen a pass get away clean without any pressure, but it sails a little too high for the intended receivers. Incomplete. Good coverage there by Manning. And again, early on, I mean, the quick observations you can make, I mean, was expecting big things out of the Raiders defense, looking very solid early on, but, you know, Mount Dora starting to figure some things out offensively. And we'll see what they have here coming out of the water break on second down and 10 for the Hurricanes from their own 40. Again, over the last 4 years, and now coming into the fourth year under Coach Luke Hutchinson, this team has improved year after year, reaching the postseason for the first time last year. So big expectations this year for the Hurricanes to keep that trend going. A good test in the spring for both these teams. Choosing not just play an inter-squad game, but go play another FHSAA playoff team, as they're going to go for a quick bubble screen, and that one is incomplete as quarterback Nicholas Kerr is dropped after the throw, and the pass was dropped by Qua Wilkins. Brings up third down and 10 now for Mount Dora at their own 40, and once again another good pass rush by Rockledge puts the pressure on even on the screen pass. Makes it difficult to get away there for Kerr, and off the fingertips of his receiver makes it third and 10 for Mount Dora. Mount Dora 1 for 2 now on third downs tonight. And we'll see what they do here. High snap brought in, handoff here to Tamir Gaines, but nowhere to go up the middle as it's all blue in the backfield. And leading the charge once again is Torrey Love for that defense. And again, great battle in the trenches there. Won again by the Raiders. Makes it fourth down Mount Dora. Beyond the sticks, it'll be fourth down and about 12, and it's going to be the punt unit once again here for the Hurricanes. Another good defensive stand for Rockledge to open up this spring game. And the punt gets away there and caught in, muffed, and then scooped up. The punter there for Mount Dora is Caden McCoy, number 8. And the Raiders will take back over on offense. Their opening drive picked up a big first down on their opening play on a quarterback run, plus 15 yards for Joseph Watkins. But after that, it ended up being a 4-and-out from there and a turnover on downs inside the Mount Dora 40-yard line. After the my card turnover there off the punt, it'll be first down for Rockledge at their own 25-yard line. Again, in the backfield, quarterback Joseph Watkins. Running back is Camden Allen. And they're going to go with the handoff to Allen up the middle here on first down. Spinning through defenders across the 30-yard line, and a great gain of 7 yards there on first down for Camden Allen. Makes it second and short for the Raiders. Second and just 2 here for Rockledge. Nice 8-yard gain to start for Allen on the ground. 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Score still knotted up at 0. There's going to be another handoff up the middle, but Allen is met with a big force there right up the middle. And the hit made there by number 13, Colton Fickett. And a nice play there by Fickett, filling that A-gap. And making the big hit there in the backfield brings up now third down and short for Rockledge. Raiders 0 for 1 on third downs here tonight. We'll see how they can do it here on third and just 3 from their own 32-yard line. Got to get up to the 35 to keep this drive alive. Watkins turns, gives to Allen again up the middle, and Allen has enough for a first down. Ball is popped out at the end of that play, though, before he goes down, and it's recovered by Mount Dora. And the Hurricanes are going to take over inside the Rockledge 40. Fumble recovered there by Caleb Olson. And a big defensive play there by Mount Dora. And it's going to be first down inside Rockledge territory for the first time tonight for the Hurricanes. And that is a textbook helmet straight on the ball there. Pops right up in the air. And falls right in the lap of the Hurricane defender to force the turnover. Brought to you by MyCard. First down, Mount Dora at the Rockledge 38-yard line. That's the worst case scenario as a ball carrier. You get that shoulder pad of that helmet square on the football and pops it straight out there. First down now for Mount Dora at the Rockledge 38-yard line. Kerr turns handoff to Gaines, hit immediately in the backfield. Still on his feet, running backwards, gets to the outside, still going down the sideline. What a run by Tamir Gaines, and he's going to go all the way in. Touchdown, Mount Dora. What a run for Gaines. Looked like he was dead to rights in the backfield multiple times, but finds his way to the outside and all the way in for a 38-yard Mount Dora touchdown. He ran a lot more than 38 yards to get there, ran about 10 yards backwards, slipping out of tackles there for a big touchdown. And in 2 plays, all the momentum swinging to the Hurricanes with a fumble recovery and a touchdown run by Tamir Gaines. He got hit immediately off the handoff there, but stayed on his feet, kept the feet moving, found open space down the left sideline again. On to kick the extra point now for Mount Dora, Caden McCoy. Rising senior kicker. With 3:54 to go in the first quarter. 2 big plays for Mount Dora. And the extra point kick is up and good. And with 3:54 to go in the opening quarter, 7-0 Mount Dora. Off the fumble recovery, it's a Jimmy Hula scoring drive for Mount Dora as the Hurricanes go 1 play, 38 yards on a touchdown run by Tamir Gaines. Breaking multiple tackles in the backfield to find his way in the end zone. And the Hurricanes strike first here in the spring. 7-0 lead for Mount Dora. That's how fast things can change. The first 2 drives for Rockledge, or for Mount Dora, are both, quick drives in their own territory, never crossing midfield. Their defense forces the fumble, gets the recovery, and in 1 play in Rockledge territory, the Hurricanes find their way to the end zone. And just like that, they take the momentum early on in this one. Not going to have kickoffs after the scores here. Rockledge will just take over at their own 20-yard line. That's for player safety. Rarely see the live special teams in spring games and even the kickoff classics. First down now for Rockledge at their own 20-yard line. And Joseph Watkins, nice hard count, gets the defense to move. And we got flagged down, and that's going to be a neutral zone infraction there on Mount Dora, 5-yard penalty, and now we'll set Rockledge up with a nice start, 1st down and 5, and they'd run that hard count well early on. Got a few guys to twitch earlier on, but they were able to get themselves back behind the line of scrimmage. That time they fully jump off sides into the neutral zone, and now 1st down and 5 for Rockledge at their own 25-yard line. Joseph Watkins drops back here on 1st down. Blitz coming right up the middle, lets it fly down the field into double coverage. Receiver comes back to the ball, finds it down inside the 40 for a big gain. 1st down, Rockledge. That's Drew Sarver. Great job by Sarver coming back to that football. Watkins throwing into double coverage. Sarver initially beat the double coverage, but the ball is underthrown, and he comes back right through it to make the grab inside the Mount Dora 40 for a big Rockledge 1st down. Brought to you by Natwick Insurance. Sarver had the drop there on the opening drive on 4th down. Makes up for it big time there. A gain of about 37 yards for Rockledge there on the catch by Drew Sarver. Up to the Mount Dora 37-yard line. Two receivers on either side here for the Raiders on 1st down. Joseph Watkins turns hands off to the running back, who sheds one tackler in the backfield but can't break the rest of the Mount Dora defense. That gets through the offensive line and picks up a tackle for loss. Leading the charge there, number 22 for Mount Dora, Roderick Seymour. Brings down Camden Allen in the backfield, but Allen's able to get back to the original line of scrimmage there. Makes it 2nd down and 10 for Rockledge. Had a chance to see Joseph Watkins during the during the winter and spring, playing 7v7 football. Watkins, the quarterback this season for Rockledge, rising sophomore, drops back here on 2nd down and 10, lets it fly under pressure. Sarver wide open to the outside, reaches up across the 20-yard line, and it'll be 1st down Rockledge. And again, that's the connection between Joseph Watkins and Drew Sarver. Watkins fired up on that one, as under pressure lofts that ball up there, and Mount Dora leaves Sarver wide open again, now inside the red zone. 1st down and 10 inside the Uberzati red zone. 1st down Rockledge at the Mount Dora 20. Watkins tries the hard count again, looking back over to the sideline. Defense stays tight this time. Coming up on 2 minutes here in the opening quarter. Defensive backs pressing here on the near side. Off the line, going to be a handoff right up the middle. Or actually, it's just going to be a keeper by Watkins. He's still fired up. Love the energy out of the young quarterback, Watkins. That time, just the quarterback draw up the middle brings up 2nd down and about 6 for the Raiders. Second down and 6 now for Rockledge at the Mount Dora 16-yard line. Sarver in motion. Cuts back out. Be a handoff up the middle to Camden Allen once again. And meets a storm of hurricanes there up the middle. Brings up 3rd down and manageable for Rockledge. Roderick Seymour again on the tackle for the Hurricanes defensively. Brings up 2 yards. It's going to be at 3rd down and 4. For Rockledge from the Mount Dora 14-yard line. Now with a minute to go in the opening quarter, as the Raiders looking to respond, coming off of a turnover on their last drive with a touchdown this time around. But they're facing 3rd down and 4 here. Joseph Watkins drops back to pass. Looking, he'll loft one to the end zone. One-on-one ball caught. Touchdown Rockledge. And a big-time throwing catch there from Joseph Watkins to Michael Gonzalez for the first touchdown connection of the spring 2025 season for Rockledge. And a great drive there by sophomore quarterback Joseph Watkins, marching the way down the field. Good job by Gonzalez getting open on the out route in the end zone. And the Raiders get on the board with a Jimmy Hula scoring drive of their own. And with 42 seconds to go in the first quarter, they'll line up the extra point to tie it up. Kick is up, and it is good there from Michael Arbor. And just like that, back-to-back scoring drives for these teams, and we're tied up at 7 off of the 14-yard Rockledge touchdown from Joseph Watkins to Michael Gonzalez in the end zone for the score. Again, that's the big thing in the spring games, finding the new names that you need to get to know. And the connection so far, Joseph Watkins has liked his guys, Michael Gonzalez and Drew Sarver. That time it's Gonzalez in the end zone. Sarver had a 40-yard connection earlier in the drive. And again, not a lot of turnover on this Raiders offense from last season, but looking solid early with a lot of new faces, building their own connections under head coach John Holmes. And we'll see what Mount Dora has for momentum. Their last drive, one play, 38-yard touchdown run for Tamir Gaines, but Rockledge has brought pressure early up the middle, but they've had some trouble containing the outside, and Tamir Gaines has been a big key early on for the Mount Dora offense. We'll see if they can keep him going out of the backfield. First down and 10, Mount Dora at their own 20-yard line. As they're going to start with a handoff to Gaines again. Had a hole, but he'll be swallowed up before he can hit the gap there for a loss of a yard. And leading the charge there is number 90 for Rockledge. That is Jalen Vallon. Another good physical play up front by the Raiders defensive line. That's a loss of a yard. Second and 11, Mount Dora at their own 19. Probably get one more play off before the end of the first quarter here from McClarty Stadium. We'll see if they choose to run a play. Doesn't look like they will. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. And that'll take us into quarter number 2 here from McClarty Stadium. All knotted up at 7 here through the first quarter. As there's a 38-yard touchdown by Tamir Gaines for Mount Dora. And a 14-yard touchdown pass from Joseph Watkins to Michael Gonzalez for Rockledge. I got these teams on the board late in the first quarter, 7 apiece. As we head to the quarter break, we'll be back for the start of second half action right here on the Brevard, or second quarter action right here on the Brevard Sports Network. Welcome back here. Second quarter action in the spring game tonight between Rockledge and Mount Dora. These teams 7-7 through the first 12 minutes as we get set for the second quarter. It'll be second down and 11 for Mount Dora at their own 19-yard line as the sun begins to set here in the Countdown County. Second down and 11. Quick throw for quarterback Kerr to the outside. Had his receiver wide open down the sideline, but just slightly thrown off the fingertips. Incomplete for his intended receiver, Donovan Spears, who could have had a touchdown there. Blown coverage down the sideline for Rockledge, but luckily pass is not completed. It brings up third down and 11 for Mount Dora back at their own 19-yard line. Mount Dora had a chance there down the sideline, pass a little in front, but off his receiver's fingertips nonetheless. And before third down, we'll get Mount Dora's first time out of the first half here with 11:55 to go in quarter number 2. I'd like to thank our great sponsor, MyCard. MyCard, the ultimate recruiting tool for student athletes in high school looking to play at the next level. It's an app free to use for high school athletes. You put in all your profile information, all your highlights information, anything that you want a college coach to know about you, and let the recruiting come to you. Tracy Campbell designed and made MyCard. You can find them online at app.mycard.ios. Sign up /Tracy Campbell or call them at 321-831-9113. And I'm telling you, MyCard, one-stop shop for all recruiting for student athletes in high school looking to play at the next level and get recruited easily. Third down and 11 for Mount Dora coming out of the timeout from their own 19. Rockledge playing with one high safety. They're going to throw right over the middle. It's caught up across the 40. And on third and 11, Mount Dora is going to convert with a big pass down the middle. brought in by Willie Dixon. And it is going to be first down for Mount Dora. First down brought to you by Natwick Insurance. And right over the middle they went, finally finding a complete pass down the field. And Dixon was wide open there on the quick fly route. Brings up first down now for Mount Dora from their own 43. They'll hurry back up to the line. Kerr hands off right up the middle. Again to Tamir Gaines, who's going to get some chunk yardage there on first down, about 3 or 4 yards, all you really ask for on first down. That'll get him up across the 45 for second down here. And that one a gain of 3 yards, second down and 7, Mount Dora at their own 46-yard line. Kerr in the shotgun, draws back. Big blitz coming off the right side. Throw to the outside. It's caught. First down and more. And a nice run after catch there by the receiver on the outside. Gets him across midfield, and it's another first down for Mount Dora. Catch and run there by Demika Lohman. And this Hurricane offense starting to get into stride here. Looking to go with back-to-back scoring drives after a touchdown on their last drive. First down and 10 for the Hurricanes now at the Rockledge 44-yard line. A nice catch and run there for the first down by Demika Lohman. Now Kerr in the shotgun again, turns hands off right up the middle to Gaines. Gaines breaking tackles again, just shy of the 35-yard line, as that's going to be a gain of 8 yards on first down, makes it 2nd and 2 for Mount Dora as Tamir Gaines finds a hole up the middle, breaks some tackles on his way to an 8-yard gain on first down, makes it 2nd and 2 for Mount Dora. Tamir Gaines been a big playmaker so far tonight for the Hurricanes, has their lone touchdown on a 38-yard touchdown run. Has been great after contact so far tonight. 2nd down and 2. Kerr turns hands off again to Gaines up the middle. That time wrapped up from behind. He's not going to get any yardage on 2nd and short. Good pressure there by the Rockledge defense, securing the runner and taking him down for no gain. 3rd down and short now for Mount Dora. Leading the charge there for Rockledge is Dontravius Harvey. Actually going to back Mount Dora up a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 3 back to the Rockledge 37. Third down and 3. They will drop back to pass. Kerr throwing down the sideline again. Has his man bobbled and caught for a big first down inside the red zone there to Qua Wilkins. And that'll be a first down inside the Uberzati red zone for Mount Dora. And they tried that play early in the drive, was just incomplete off the receiver's fingertips. It's the fake screen underneath. They pump fake down low to the screened receiver and then going right up over the top. Wilkins was there, hauls it in, bobbles it, but secures it before he goes to the ground. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for Mount Dora at the Rockledge 11, meaning they can get a first down before the end zone. And they're going to run it to the left side here on 1st and 10. A gain of 1 there. Good tackle made there by number 22, Jaden Jefferson. Joseph Watkins out there on defense for Rockledge. That's their quarterback playing cornerback here. Watkins going both ways right now for the Raiders. But a gain of 1 there on first down for Mount Dora makes it 2nd down and 9 at the Rockledge 10-yard line. Kerr, broken play here, looking for the handoff. Running back was not on the same page, and he's going to be sacked there. Great play defensively by Rockledge, blowing up the broken play. It's Karen Harris and Trace Oakley in the backfield. Brings up 3rd down and long for Mount Dora. Backs him up beyond the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 11 now for Mount Dora at the Rockledge 12-yard line. Kerr draws back to pass on 3rd and 11. Quick screen inside the tunnel screen, trying to make something happen. Breaking tackles, but can't break free there to get a first down on the catch and run by Demika Lohman on third down. Makes it fourth down and manageable down inside the 10, and we'll see if Mount Dora thinks about going for 3 here. If they're going to go for it in a spring game, would not at all be surprised to see them keep the offense on the field. And that is what they're going to do. Fourth down and 5 here for Mount Dora at the Rockledge 6. They can get a first down inside the 1, or they can go for the end zone. They go with the hard count, and they get them on 4th and 5. Great hard count there by Nicholas Kerr. And the defense was ready to go, and they jump off sides. They'll stay fourth down. They'll move them half distance to the goal. It's going to be fourth down and about 2 now for Mount Dora at the Rockledge 3-yard line. Big play here in the first half early on in this one. Fourth down and 2. And we're going to get a Mount Dora timeout, I believe, here before this big fourth down play. It's early on here, but big play, 4th and 2 down inside the 3. And I mean, I think if I'm Mount Dora here, I'm giving this one to Tamir Gaines and seeing what he can do up the middle. He's been good tonight for the Hurricanes, but they've also had some success with that fake screen type play, so they've been able to, use both the pass and the run, but down inside the 3. I think if you are the Hurricanes, you're not as worried about getting the first down inside the 1. You're more just focused on the end zone. If you get brought down inside the 1, sure, it's good. You have first down, but I think it's easier to aim for the end zone than it is to aim for the 1-yard line. Coming out of the timeout, going to be a big play here. Rockledge looking to get a goal line stand to keep this game tied. It's going to be fourth down and 2. Mount Dora at the Rockledge 3-yard line as the Hurricanes looking to take the lead back in this one midway through the second quarter. 6:40 to play in the first half. A long drive here for Mount Dora that has spanned most of the second quarter. Actually spanned the whole second quarter thus far. As they've marched down the field, here we go. Fourth down and 2, Mount Dora at the Rockledge 3-yard line. Here we go. Nicholas Kerr in the shotgun, turns hands right off the middle to Gaines. Gaines tumbling ahead and into the end zone. Touchdown, Mount Dora. And a second touchdown on the night for the running back, Tamir Gaines. I believe was the running back on that one. Couldn't see the number. Yes, it was. Number 1, Tamir Gaines with a second touchdown run of the night. And it's a 3-yard touchdown run this time around. And just like that, it's back to the lead for Mount Dora with 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. On for the extra point once again is Caden McCoy. Low snap brought up. Kick is up and good. And with 6:30 to go in quarter number 2, that's a Jimmy Hula scoring drive for Mount Dora as they jump back in front 14-7. Still plenty of time to go here in the first half. We're going to have the second quarter water break here with 6:30 to play. We're going to take a break along with the players, and we'll be back for the resumption of play here. 14-7, Mount Dora with the lead. Welcome you back here out of the water break. Second touchdown run of the night for Tamir Gaines. Gaines coming off a junior season in which he rushed for 1,779 yards and 19 touchdowns on 8.1 yards per carry. So that is the X factor tonight for Mount Dora, and he has 2 touchdown runs already tonight here in the first half. Rockledge takes back over at their own 20. Watkins turns hands off around the edge on the jet sweep. And that'll be a gain of about 5 yards to start the drive there for Michael Gonzalez for Rockledge. And it looks like we have a Raider that's slow to get up there on that play. We'll have an injury timeout now with 6:12 to go in the quarter. thing you never want to see, whether it's a spring game or regular season playoffs, doesn't matter. Injuries, never something you want to see. It appears to just be cramping, which is the best case scenario for that young man. Gonzalez picking up 5 yards on first, coming out of the injury timeout. It'll be 2nd and 5, Rockledge at their own 25 as the injured Raider walking off under his own power. It's number 3. We do not have on our roster. Walks his way to the sideline and continues to get stretched on his right leg. Both teams taking this chance, though, to get a little conversation in with the coaches. Make some quick adjustments here ahead of 2nd down and 5 for Rockledge at their own 25-yard line. And here comes 2nd down and 5 for Rockledge at their own 25 out of the injury timeout. Watkins in the shotgun, turns hands to Camden Allen. Allen spins out of a defender's grasp there and works his way across the 30 for a Natwick Insurance first down for the Raiders up to their own 32-yard line. Nice job by Allen, breaking a few tackles there, getting the first down for Rockledge. .540 to go in the first half. First down and 10, Rockledge at their own 32-yard line. Watkins in the gun again, trying to draw the defense off with the hard count. Now snaps, turns, gives to Camden Allen again up the gut. And again fights up ahead for a solid gain of about 5 or 6 yards on first down. And a great start to the set of downs there for the Raiders on the carry by Allen. Brings up 2nd down and about be 2nd down and 4 here for Rockledge at their own 38-yard line. Back in the shotgun again is Joseph Watkins. Tries the hard count. 2nd down and 4 now. Watkins turns hands to Camden Allen up the middle again, churning his feet, and he's got the first down up to the 45-yard line. It'll be another Rockledge Raiders first down on another strong carry by Camden Allen. It looks like some of these plays give Watkins the option to keep it if he wants, but he's just been letting Allen go to work up the middle. It's working well for him. That one up to their own 44-yard line. First down and 10 Raiders. Chunking their way up the field. Now first down and 10, Rockledge at their own 44. Trips to the right side here this time around. Watkins high snap, play fake, throws the screen. It's low, and it's caught, but it might have been better if he didn't catch it. That's going to be a catch for a loss of 4 yards there for Michael Gonzalez on the screen pass. And that's going to make it 2nd down and 14 for the Raiders back to their own 40, and that's one if you don't think you can get upfield if you're Gonzalez. Again, might just be better off to drop the ball and let them take it back to the 44 instead. 2nd and 14 from their own 40 for Rockledge. Only 3.5 minutes here to go in the opening half. Rockledge still with 2 timeouts. Mount Dora with only 1. Watkins play fakes and drops. Blitz coming off the edge. Throws it on the run. Lets it fly. It's caught by Gonzalez down inside the Mount Dora 25-yard line. And a big-time throw there on the run for Joseph Watkins. Finds his receiver, Michael Gonzalez, for a big Rockledge first down inside the Mount Dora 25-yard line. Down inside the red zone. Looks like they're going to spot him at the 20 or the 21-yard line. Raiders have not been afraid to go downfield tonight, and they've been successful for the most part, knocking on the door of the Uberzati red zone. It'll be first down and 10 for Rockledge at the Mount Dora 21-yard line. First down and 10 now for the Raiders. Watkins in the shotgun again. Again goes with a hard count, and they do draw him off sides, it looks like that time. Or did the offensive line go first? The pointing fingers begins, and we'll see the officials to make the final call. And Rockledge went first this time on the hard count. They'll back him up 5. First down and 15 for Rockledge, back at the Mount Dora 26-yard line. Big drive here for the Raiders, looking to cap off the first half by punching in the end zone. They'll get the ball first after halftime. In this one, currently Mount Dora leading 14-7. First down and 15. Watkins steps to his left, throws the screen underneath to Drew Salver. Salver fighting ahead there, and he's going to get back around the original line of scrimmage or just across it. And a hard-nosed catch and run there by Drew Salver, lowering the shoulder and just going there. And we'll see if he ends up getting across the 20. Brought down that time by Sean Lambert Watkins for Mount Dora. As he'll be brought down to the original line of scrimmage at the 21-yard line. Second down and 10 for Rockledge. Here with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Watkins drops, throwing over the middle, high ball. And luckily that one's high over the cutting defensive back. Intended receiver there was number 0 for Rockledge. And that'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Raiders at the Mount Dora 21-yard line. Elijah Floyd, the intended receiver. And off the incompletion, 3rd down and 10, Rockledge of the Mount Dora 21, a minute 56 to go in the first half as the clock stands still. And 3rd down and 10, Watkins drops, he's going to go for the end zone, one-on-one ball, it's caught! Touchdown, Rockledge, and for the second time tonight, it's Joseph Watkins to Michael Gonzalez. And that's 2 touchdowns for Gonzalez, 2 touchdowns for Watkins. And with a minute and 44 to go in the first half, the Raiders looking to even it up with the extra point coming on here for Michael Arbor. A nice throw there by Watkins, leading Gonzalez ahead of the defensive back in coverage. Gonzalez catches it in stride in the end zone for the touchdown. And now they'll bring on the extra point to look to tie it up at 14. So we got ourselves a game here in spring football. Extra point is up and good. And with 1:44 to go in the first half, it's another Jimmy Hula scoring drive for the Rockledge Raiders, as it is going to be a 21-yard touchdown pass from Joseph Watkins to Michael Gonzalez to tie this game up at 14. And after the opening few drives for each team, scoring none, the last 4 drives combined for these 2 teams, 2 drives each, have all resulted in touchdowns. As with a minute 44 to go and 1 timeout, Mount Dora will take back over at their own 20-yard line. Again, Rockledge will get the ball first after half. If they can hold Mount Dora scoreless here before the break, could have a chance to take the lead after halftime for the first time tonight. First down and 10. Kerr throwing to the right side, up the field. Looking there for Tamir Gaines. And number 5 in coverage there for Rockledge. Forces the incompletion, brings up 2nd down now for Mount Dora at their own 20. Looked for Gaines there on the wheel route. Just falls incomplete. Solid coverage there by Rockledge. Xavier Floyd looking to make the play there defensively. Breaks that one up for Rockledge. Makes it 2nd and 10. Nicholas Kerr, again, the quarterback, draws back. Lets it fly to the outside. Has his man. It is caught up to the 46-yard line. A gain of 26. First down, Mount Dora. And a catch made there by Willie Dixon. And they've had that play down the sideline a few times, finally completing it. A gain of 27 yards. First down and 10, Mount Dora at their own 27. First down and 10 now for Mount Dora. Kerr drops back again. Blitz coming. He gets hit hard into triple coverage. It's intercepted. Their big-time play by Jaden Jefferson for the interception for Rockledge. Great pressure, getting the hit on the quarterback there in the backfield, and then making the play downfield was Jefferson for the turnover. And with 1:13 to go in the first half, that's a turnover brought to you by MyCard. And Rockledge will take over before the half now and have a chance to take the lead before the break, as they'll take over at their own 24-yard line. First down and 10, and a huge play there by Jefferson. And the first turnover of the game for Mount Dora here right before the half as they went deep into triple coverage. Jefferson makes the play. First down and 10 now for Rockledge at the 24. 2 timeouts, 1:13 seconds. Watkins drops back to pass. Has time to throw here. He's going to pack up, let it fly into danger as well. That one luckily sails long there. Intended receiver was Charlie Kimbrough. Closest there for Mount Dora was Jaron Reynolds. But the ball falls down to the turf harmlessly, incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10 Rockledge at their own 24. And what you don't want to do here before the half if you're the Raiders is turn the ball right back over to Mount Dora, knowing you'll get the ball after half anyway. Runs 9 seconds off the clock on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 10, Raiders at their own 24. 1:04 seconds to go in the first half. Watkins drops. This time will just turn to Camden Allen. Allen trying to get around the left side. Gets dropped there by Jaron Reynolds just past the line of scrimmage. It'll be a gain of about 2 or 3 yards. 3rd down. And Coach John Holmes will take his 2nd time out of the half here with 50 seconds to go ahead of 3rd down. See if he can draw up a play here to try and keep this drive alive before the half. As both coaches talk to their teams here, to be 3rd down and about 7 for Rockledge at their own 27-yard line here. 50 seconds to go in the first half. This game tied at 14. Rockledge getting the ball in this drive off of a big-time interception made by Jaden Jefferson. The Raiders will be getting the ball first after halftime. Both teams with 1 timeout to go here in the first half. 50 seconds to go. 3rd down and 7 for the Raiders. Sun begins to set here on the Rockledge skyline. 3rd down and 7 now for the Raiders after the Coach Holmes timeout. Rockledge at their own 27-yard line. Watkins in the shotgun again with Camden Allen to his left. Brings Sarver in motion. Fakes a jet sweep. Watkins will keep it himself. Running the right side here. Gets around the edge. First down and more for Joseph Watkins. Down the sideline with a blocker to his left. Watkins still going down inside the 10. And Joseph Watkins will go the distance. Touchdown Rockledge. 73-yard touchdown. Got a flag down here. It looked like it came in after he was in the end zone. We'll see. I think the touchdown's going to stand. And Watkins looking like a different quarterback that dons number 8 on Sundays. Lamar Jackson running down the sideline there for a 73-yard touchdown run there. And it was just a sideline warning. Touchdown stands. And a huge interception there by Jaden Jefferson sets up a Rockledge touchdown before halftime, and that's a hat trick of touchdowns in the first half for Watkins. And that is a 73-yard quarterback touchdown run. On for the extra point again. Kick is up. It is no good. Wide left that time, but we have flags down. Extra point was no good, but I think they're going to retry it here. As we wait the penalty, it's going to be a personal foul on Mount Dora. So they'll retry the attempt now to try and go up by 7. 28 seconds to go in the first half. They'll move it up. Rockledge will still go for one here. High snap, dropped by the holder, picked up by the kicker, and not going to go anywhere that time on the second try. The extra point still no good, but the Raiders jump ahead by 6 here with 28 seconds to go in the first half. 20-14 on the Jimmy Hula scoring drive, capped off by the 73-yard touchdown run by quarterback Joseph Watkins on third down, making the big-time play, but could be a big deal that they don't get the extra point there. Now only up by 6. Now Rockledge is going to get the ball after half as well. Mount Dora still with one timeout to go here in the first half. 28 seconds, 1st and 10. Hurricanes at their own 20. And we'll see if Mount Dora looks to go deep here and try and score before the half or just run the clock out. First down and 10. Mount Dora at their own 20. They'll just go with the handoff to Gaines, and a quick hit at the line of scrimmage by the Rockledge defense there on Tamir Gaines, and we'll see if Mount Dora chooses to run another play. Clock ticks within 20 seconds to go in the first half. It'll be 2nd down Hurricanes. Clock ticks down inside, 10 seconds to go. Doesn't look like we're going to get another play here, and that's going to take us to halftime here at McClarty Stadium. 3 first-half touchdowns for Joseph Watkins, leading the Rockledge Raiders up to a 20-14 halftime lead here from McClarty Stadium. We'll be back for second-half action here in the spring game tonight, brought to you by Jimmy Hula's here on the Brevard Sports Network. Rockledge leading Mount Dora 20-14. Welcome back here live to Brevard Sports Network presentation of Spring Friday Night Lights here from McClarty Stadium through one half of action between Rockledge and Mount Dora. The Raiders leading 20-14, and it's a hat trick of touchdowns for the man that's been anything but detrimental to their success tonight. That's Joseph Watkins, the now rising sophomore quarterback who's been able to do it all. Had 2 passing touchdowns and a 73-yard rushing touchdown as well. Both of the passing touchdowns finding their way to Michael Gonzalez. But on the other end for Mount Dora, 2 touchdown runs tonight for Tamir Gaines. Had them up at one point 14-7, but a pair of touchdowns to end the half for Rockledge has them with the lead and the ball now to start the second half. Both teams had a turnover. Rockledge picked up an interception by Jaden Jefferson on Mount Dora quarterback Nicholas Kerr right before the half, and earlier in the half, Rockledge running back Camden Allen had a fumble that was recovered by, I believe it was Caleb Olson defensively for Mount Dora. Both teams scoring off of those turnovers. Now we'll see if Rockledge can go 2 for 1 right before the half and right after half to go up big, or at least by 2 possessions here in the second half, or if Mount Dora can get a stop, get the ball back, and take the lead back. It's going to be a big first 2 drives of this half to really set the tone for what the rest of this game could look like. A lot of storylines surrounding the Rockledge Raiders this year. 2 of the biggest hires, I guess, of the offseason being Coach John Holmes coming over from Titusville to coach at his alma mater here at Rockledge, and Coach Brian Helton going from head coach back to defensive coordinator here at Rockledge, as you have 2, former head coaches, former playoff head coaches on the same sideline here for a very solid Rockledge roster. Some other big hires this offseason. Kevin Mays going to Palm Bay from Baker County, and Dan Burt coming out of retirement to go coach at Satellite, as well as Jeff Panucci coaching at his alma mater as well at Melbourne, and Matt Diesel going from Cocoa to fill the role of head coach at Titusville that John Holmes left to come here to Rockledge. Again, I think is the craziest coaching cycle of the last 4 or so years, as long as I've been around here in high school football in Brevard County, seeing the coaching carousel that has occurred. But I think Rockledge got a very solid head coach out of the deal and a solid defensive coordinator as well, and seen it well early on. Some solid defense up front for the Raiders, but that offense and sophomore quarterback Joseph Watkins, 3 first-half touchdowns, as you see the kickoff with no live return as it's caught there by Floyd. And that will set Rockledge up now with first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line, as the catch fielded inside the 20 moves it up to the 20 for first down and 10 for Rockledge, as they lead it 20-14 here to start the second half of action. And 2 defending playoff teams from a year ago in Mount Dora and Rockledge. Rockledge playoff team for the last 8 seasons dating back to 2016. Mount Dora looking to go to the playoffs in back-to-back seasons this year, after returning to the playoffs last year for the first time under new head coach Luke Hutchinson, going into his 4th season here in 2025. First down and 10, Rockledge at their own 20. Watkins looking for the hard count again. Again, a few twitches, nobody fully jumping off sides for Mount Dora. Watkins brings a man in motion across. That's Drew Sarver. Lets him clear, hands off up the middle to Camden Allen. Nowhere to go as he's swallowed up quickly by the Hurricanes defensive line. Nice stop up front, brings up second down and 10 for Rockledge at their own 20-yard line. Halftime adjustments, big deal here in these spring games, as still a lot of things still being ironed out at this point in the season. And again, getting a chance for both these head coaches to talk to their players, see what they have learned from the first half of action. Man in motion again. They will go for the jet sweep this time. Trying to reverse field is Michael Gonzalez, and that is not the right decision. Still going backwards, and a big defensive play there made by Sean Lambert. Watkins from Mount Dora getting a hit on Gonzalez and driving him backwards for a big loss on second down. 3rd and forever now for the Rockledge Raiders here on their opening drive of the second half, back inside their own 10-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 21 for Rockledge back at their own 9-yard line, as the Raiders looking to avoid going 3 and out for the first time tonight. Our only 2 empty drives ended in A turnover on downs and a fumble. Have not punted yet tonight through one half of action. But now they face 3rd down and 21 for the Raiders back at their own 9. Their own end zone, burning hard on the back of quarterback Joseph Watkins. He drops, throws under pressure into double coverage. That one batted away. Had a chance to be intercepted there, but the pass breakup by Chris Santos. As that ball thrown into some dangerous territory there. Watkins has thrown a few into some double coverage. Luckily, none of them have gone the other way, as that one batted away well by Santos, who is still down on the play for the Hurricanes. As we'll have an injury timeout here with 10:26 to go in the 3rd quarter, but that's going to be a 3-and-out for the first time tonight for Rockledge here on their opening drive of the second half. As they're going to see 4th and 21 coming up from their own 9-yard line. And as I said, these first 2 drives of the second half could be crucial here. First one we see, Rockledge looks like they're going to be going out to punt, so not going to go up by 2 possessions here just yet. Meanwhile, Mount Dora now will get a chance offensively for themselves to try and go and take the lead back if they can get a touchdown and convert that extra point. It's, again, something to keep an eye on, the fact that Rockledge did not get their last extra point. It was no good, but then a penalty gave them a second chance in which the snap was muffed by the holder and the kicker was tackled. And therefore the attempt no good as well. So that could come back to bite the Raiders in this one. I've seen that happen countless times to teams. So we'll see if that does become a factor for Rockledge or if they're able to hold this lead regardless. But right now it's going to be 4th down and 21, and the Raiders are going to have to punt from their own 9-yard line. Now luckily there's no live rush, so no worries for Michael Arbor of a kick getting blocked in the end zone, but he does have to make sure he doesn't let that snap roll out, and he doesn't. Good snap, kick, boot, gets away, and it'll be down in Rockledge territory, though, and Mount Dora going to start with great field position as the punt fielded by DeMicah Lohman, and it'll be 1st down Mount Dora on the Raiders side of the 50-yard line. As the sun has set now here on McClarty Stadium. Lights are on. Now it'll be 1st down and 10, Mount Dora from the Rockledge 45-yard line. 10 minutes to go here. Still in quarter number 3. Plenty of time still to play. Score 20-14, Raiders in front. Nicholas Kerr, the signal caller, draws back to pass. Steps up, throwing underneath on the drag route, is caught, but he's leveled quickly there by number 33, making the play. Kieron Harris makes the hit on the receiver, Kobe Blackman. He wasn't worried about the ball there. He wanted Blackman, makes the big hit there. Blackman does pick up 2 yards, brings up 2nd and 8. Second down and 8 now for Mount Dora here up the middle. Good run over the 35-yard line. It's going to be a 1st down for Tamir Gaines and Mount Dora. Again, Gaines coming off a junior season, which he rushed for over 1,700 yards and 19 touchdowns. Another injury timeout here. It's an injured Rockledge Raider down on the play here. The clock stops with 9:21 to go in the 3rd quarter. But again, Gaines coming off a big season for Mount Dora, setting up for a big-time senior season for the Hurricanes, and he has 2 touchdowns tonight on the ground for Mount Dora. It's Floyd down on the play for Rockledge. Trainers out there working on I believe that's Elijah Floyd for Rockledge. We're going to take a break here in the injury timeout. We'll be right back as play resumes. 9:21 to go in the third. Rockledge leading 20-14.
Hello, Space Coast. Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of you for your support of BSN and allowing us to cover your student athletes and come into your home each and every night. Give us a follow on Facebook at Brevard Sports Network, and here's to many more years of top-notch sports coverage right here in Brevard County. Thanks again.
And Floyd getting some help off the field, the injured Raider on the play. The injury timeout, it's going to be first down and 10. Mount Dora at their own 30, or at the Rockledge 34-yard line, rather. And you're still early in quarter number 3. Mount Dora looking to take the lead back for the first time since they last led when it was 14-7. Since then, the next 13 points of the game scored by Rockledge to end the first half. But nice field position off the punt. Sets up Mount Dora now after a first down run by Tamir Gaines. Now first and 10 at the Rockledge 34-yard line. First down and 10. Quick handoff again to Tamir Gaines. Gaines breaks a quick tackle, but then swarmed after a gain of just a yard. It'll be second and 9 coming up now for Mount Dora. Gaines a quick jittery back there, but a nice tackle made by Kingron Harris. Second down and 9. Kerr drops back to pass. Blitz comes, rifles one over the middle. Big hit. Did he haul it in? Fighting for the ball here down inside the 5. And what a grab there by Willie Dixon through the big hit. And that's going to make it first down and goal for Mount Dora down inside the 5, inside the Uber Zotti red zone. What a grab by Dixon after he turned around straight into a big hit. But that was a rifle there by Nicholas Kerr, the quarterback, right down the seam. And now it's first and goal, Mount Dora at the 5. Kerr turns hands off to Gaines up the middle, and it's a hat trick of touchdowns for him as well. Touchdown, Tamir Gaines. Now with 8:10 to go in the third quarter, the Hurricanes back in the end zone here. And a big stop on defense to start the second half and a touchdown on offense, and they're an extra point away from the lead here early on in the third quarter. 3 touchdowns for Watkins for Rockledge, now 3 touchdowns for Tamir Gaines for Mount Dora. As the Hurricanes, big time extra point here for Caden McCoy, looking to tie this game up, or to avoid tying this game up and kick it through to put them up 21-20. McCoy holds up, kick by McCoy, drills it through the uprights, and the Hurricanes jump back in front on a Jimmy Hula scoring drive, capped off by another touchdown run for Tamir Gaines, his 3rd of the night, coming off of a 19-touchdown season last year. And it's 21-20. Mount Dora has jumped in front thanks to Rockledge. His last PAT attempt, no good. Now puts them behind by 1 despite both teams having 3 touchdowns on the board. Now Rockledge will take back over at their own 20. Their opening drive of the second half ended with their first 3 and out of the game and a punt that did not get back across the 50 and led Mount Dora right down the field into the end zone on a 5-yard touchdown run by Tamir Gaines, set up by a big-time pass and catch to Willie Dixon down to the 5-yard line. First down and 10 now for Rockledge at their own 20, trailing by 1. The offense heads back out for the Rockledge Raiders. First down and 10. Raiders at their own 20-yard line. Man in motion coming across is Gonzalez. He'll cut back to the outside as they'll hand it off up the middle to Camden Allen. Allen carries himself up to the 25-yard line. And a solid chunk yardage, gain of 5 on first, 2nd and 5 now for Rockledge at their own 25-yard line. Josh Brown makes the stop for Mount Dora. Great officiating crew out here tonight from the MCOA, doing a good job in this one. Not too many penalty flags so far. Been a clean game between these two teams. 2nd down and 5 now for the Raiders. Drew Solver in motion, cuts back to the outside, trying to get the defense to jump once again. And well, Mount Dora definitely worked on that at halftime, not even flinching. 2nd down and 5. Watkins does snap it, gives to Camden Allen right up the middle, and there's a hole bouncing off a tackler, pushing forward. And they meet at the line to gain at the 30. And near side official saying he got it. And Camden Allen just breaks the plane to the 30-yard line. 1st down, Rockledge. At the 30, good run by Allen right up the middle, splitting the tackles to get up across or to the 30-yard line and for the 1st down. 1st down brought to you by Natwick Insurance, the official insurance partner of the Brevard Sports Network. 6.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. 1st down and 10, Rockledge at their own 30-yard line. Watkins brings Solver in motion. Watkins drops back, has the screen to Floyd, and Floyd is lit up, drops the ball, and he did not gain possession. It's incomplete, but a big hit there by Willie Dixon. On one drive, the last drive had a 30-yard reception, this time making a big hit on Floyd. Pops the ball free, causes the incompletion, brings up 2nd down for Rockledge at their own 30-yard line. And we're going to have the officials timeout here for the water break in the 3rd quarter. 6:04 to play. 21-20, Mount Dora with the lead. Just mentioned them, tell you about Natwick Insurance. Brevard Sports Network is powered by Natwick Insurance, our title sponsor, the best insurance provider here for all your insurance needs on the Space Coast, located in Satellite Beach on South Patrick Drive. You can stop in and check them out, Natwick Insurance. Eric Natwick and his team, the best in the business for all of your insurance needs. Give Natwick Insurance a call for any of your insurance needs. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Rockledge at their own 30-yard line. Coming out of the water break now, 2nd down and 10, Rockledge. Sarver in motion. Watkins drops back, pump fakes the screen. He's going to go deep to Floyd upfield. Floyd gets tripped up, and that'll draw the flag this time around on Willie Dixon. Impeding the route by Floyd causes him to fall down on the little fake screen play to the outside, the fake screen wheel. There for Floyd, flag comes in. Pass interference on Willie Dixon, and that'll be 15 yards and a 1st down for Rockledge. And it would have been great coverage by Dixon there, just cut off Floyd, ended up tripping him down there. And if he kind of just kept running with him there, could have had a chance to make a play on the ball, but since he tripped him up there, it's going to be pass interference. 1st down and 10 now for Rockledge up to their own 45-yard line. Nice methodical drive down the field here as they look to respond to the Mount Dora touchdown. Watkins in the gun, turns, hands off to a new running back, number 3 up the middle, spinning through defenders, up across midfield. Nearly gets a 1st down to be a gain of about 8 or 9. And we have another injured player on the field. Raheem Cutter, the running back on the play that time for Rockledge. We have an injury timeout here on the field, 5:43 to play, and unfortunately you get these first games of the season, the spring game, a lot of cramping. First time back at full speed action, and it's already hot. It's the spring game. I say with air quotes you can't see because in mid-May in Florida, spring is an afterthought, unfortunately, as it's already about 90 degrees. So, you know, take spring game with a grain of salt. As it's going to be second down and just 2 yards to go now. Rockledge up across midfield at the Mount Dora 47-yard line. As down on that play was the running back, Raheem Cutter. Second down and 2 now for Rockledge out of the injury timeout. Handoff right up the middle, first down and more. And there go the Raiders up just shy of the 30, up to the 31-yard line. But I believe we have flags down on the far side of the field back at the line of scrimmage. Good run there by Camden Allen. We have another injury timeout on the field. We have an injured Hurricane, but the penalty is going to go, it looks like, on Rockledge. So the first down not going to stand for the Raiders. Either way, the nice run by Camden Allen not going to net a first down for the Raiders after the penalty. It's going to be an illegal shift on the Raiders. That'll make it second down and 7 back to their own 48-yard line. The injured Hurricane from Mount Dora's Roderick Seymour. Seymour has made a few good plays defensively for the Hurricanes tonight. Hoping nothing serious for that young man. Got a good one on our hands tonight as Seymour up and walking off under his own power. Still 5:22 to play in the third quarter. 1 point lead for Mount Dora. As it's second down and 7 after the illegal shift penalty for the Raiders, pushes them back to their own 48-yard line. Watkins drops the snap, immediately picked up by Camden Allen. Allen to the outside, he's got the first down and more. And finally run out of bounds, but a great reaction time there by the running back. Camden Allen takes the drop snap off the bounce and takes off down the sideline and turns a busted play into a first down. A nice Natwick Insurance first down there by Camden Allen. Little scamper there for the Rockledge Raiders running back. Now first down and 10, Rockledge. 2 at the Mount Dora 38-yard line. New running back now to the left of Joseph Watkins is number 21, Zay Peoples. Seen a few different running backs this drive. Camden Allen as well as Raheem Cutter and now Peoples. Watkins fakes the handoff, keeps himself to the left side on the option play. Joseph Watkins around the edge, and he'll just scamper out of bounds at the 30-yard line for a nice gain of about 8 yards. We got a late flag coming flying into the secondary. And we'll see. Could have been some extracurriculars. We'll see a very late flag going up to the secondary on a run by Watkins. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Mount Dora. That'll be 15 yards, and that's going to be a Rockledge first down and a Tough penalty there defensively, an unnecessary one for Mount Dora is going to cost him 15 yards after the play and away from the play. And nice scamper by Watkins got him the first 8 yards, with the 15 more will put him inside the Uber Zadi red zone. First down and 10 coming up for Rockledge at the Mount Dora 16. And a crucial penalty on a big drive for the Raiders pushes them down inside the red zone. Still 4:33 to go in the third quarter. Mount Dora leading by 1. First down and 10, Rockledge at the Mount Dora 16-yard line. Watkins turns, hands off, and nowhere to go up the middle that time. Leading the charges, number 20 for Mount Dora. That is Brody Jekovic making the play on Zay Peoples. As Peoples comes off the field, now the back once again for Rockledge is Raheem Cutter. First down turns into now second down and 10 for Rockledge from the same spot. Official is going to make sure the down marker is correct as second down and 10 Rockledge at the Mount Dora 16-yard line. Turn, read option keeper for Watkins, nowhere to go. He gets spun down, and a nice tackle there. Corralling Watkins was Aaron Staples there for Mount Dora. Makes another good play at the line of scrimmage, and it's third down. Rockledge as the drive starting to stall out here inside the red zone. Not where you want to lose steam here. See if the Raiders can keep it going. Now third down and about 10 yards from the 17. 3 minutes to go in the third. Man in motion coming across. Watkins takes the snap on 3rd and 10. Rifles one over the middle, and the flags are going to come in again. And for the second time on this drive, the pass interference defensively is going to cost Mount Dora big. Another pass interference as it seemed like they wrapped it up around the hips of Floyd and impeded him. Floyd's going to go down. He's cramping again there on his left leg. We got an injury timeout here with 2:51 to play in the third quarter. As Floyd goes down, he was the intended receiver, but the pass interference is going to move him up here. And that's going to put him up ahead. When they come back from the injury timeout, it's going to be now just 3rd and 1 for the Raiders. Trying to make something happen here. Floyd still down on the play for Rockledge. The pass interference does move them up. It'll be 3rd down and 1 for the Raiders inside the Hurricanes' 10-yard line. Most likely 4-down territory here for Rockledge if they don't get the yard that they need. Late in the third quarter, Mount Dora leading by 1. The only score in the second half, a 5-yard rushing touchdown for the Hurricanes, Tamir Gaines. Elijah Floyd getting helped off the field by the trainers. Walking off, though, mostly under his own power. Rockledge playing out of 4A, Mount Dora out of 3A. And after the pass interference, 3rd down and 1, Rockledge at the Mount Dora 7-yard line. As the Raiders look to take the lead back before we head to the fourth quarter. Despite how hard these guys are playing, this one's not going to go on the record, just a spring game, but heck of a battle here between two defending playoff teams. Watkins turns, hands off, just needing a yard around the outside, cuts it inside. And fighting down inside the 5 is Raheem Cutter, and it's going to be first down and goal to go now for the Raiders. That name Raheem at running back, familiar to the Rockledge fan base, and Raheem Cutter that time making the run, and it's going to be first and goal to go for the Raiders now. Clock continues to roll now, 2.5 minutes to go in the third. First and goal, Rockledge at the 3-yard line. Watkins in the shotgun again. Takes the option himself, running it up the middle, diving in the end zone. Touchdown, Rockledge, and make that number 4 of the night for the rising sophomore, Joseph Watkins. And a great job diving over, breaking the plane. The Raiders will go for 2 to go up by a clean 7. But a nice touchdown run from 3 yards out for Watkins. And they're going to go for 2 here to go up 28-21. 4th touchdown of the night, 2 passing, 2 rushing for Joseph Watkins, a name that everyone seems like they should get to know here in Brevard County before the fall comes around. Raiders have trips on the right side here during the 2-point conversion try. Watkins drops the throw, rolls out to his right, under pressure, hit, throws, end zone broken up, and the conversion is no good. And batted away by Jaron Reynolds. 2-point conversion try is no good, but Rockledge jumps back in front, 26-21 off the Jimmy Hula's scoring drive, capped off by a 3-yard rushing touchdown by Joseph Watkins, having himself a career night here in the spring game with 4 touchdowns. As Mount Dora will take back over at their own 20 as they've fallen behind again, 26-21. This game's gone back and forth from start to finish. 2 minutes to go still in the third, but Rockledge back in front by 5. You know, a lot of teams opting to play inter-squad games or jamborees in the spring. And again, Rockledge and Mount Dora saying, hey, let's go play some playoff teams in the spring. These 2 teams both defending playoff teams and putting on a show here in the spring, getting some very valuable playing time in here. And these teams looking sharper already now than they did back in the first quarter. 26-21, Rockledge leads. First down and 10, Mount Dora at their own 20-yard line. First down, turn, give to Gaines. Gaines bouncing to the outside. Flag is down as Jameer Gaines runs up for about 10 yards, but I think that one's going to come back due to a hold, and it will. And that could derail a drive early, not what Mount Dora wants to see the flag come out off a solid run by Jameer Gaines. That'll back them up now to their own 10-yard line. 10-yard penalty, first and 20 for Mount Dora at their own 10. Rockledge making their defensive substitutions in the meantime. First and 20. Now for Mount Dora, backed up to their own 10. Kerr takes his drop, rifles it up the seam. Nearly intercepted, and that could have been 6, but just slips by Jamarion Manning there on the outside. And some sort of miscue there between Nicholas Kerr and whoever he thought his intended receiver was. But the only one in the area was Manning for Rockledge, and the ball zips right by him. Incomplete. Second down and 20 for Mount Dora at their own 10, but a collective sigh of relief for the Canes faithful there, as that could have been disastrous. Instead, second and 20 for Mount Dora at their own 10-yard line. As Kerr drops back, Rockledge brings the blitz. They go for the slip screen. First tackler shed off. Still going is Gaines. And he'll be brought down just shy of the original line of scrimmage. Gain of 8 on the slip screen. Third and 12 coming up for Mount Dora. Off the catch and run by Tymeer Gaines. And a big play here on this drive. Mount Dora looking to avoid going 3 and out. Third down and 13 for Mount Dora from their own 17-yard line. A gain of 7 on second down. Third and long for the Hurricanes. Rockledge with one high safety here. Trying to stop it over the top. Kerr lets it fly up the seam. It's caught. Breaks the tackle down the middle of the field. One man to beat. And Manning makes a touchdown saving stop there, but a big play right over the top. Both the corner and the safety misses the tackle there and flying down the middle of the field. And a big play there by Kobe Blackman, and yet again Mount Dora finds the seam and hits it. Big first down for Mount Dora down to the Rockledge 27-yard line on third down and 13. Instead, they go for 56 yards instead of just 13. And a big Natwick Insurance first down for the Mount Dora Hurricanes. First down, handoff to Gaines. Gaines cutting back up the middle, breaking tackles, trying to get to the edge, shedding tacklers. Big time block in the middle, and Gaines is going to walk in the end zone. Touchdown, Mount Dora, but we got flags on the play. And the flag's going to be waved off. Touchdown, Tamir Gaines, his fourth of the night. Puts the Hurricanes back in front with 32 seconds to go in the third quarter. And just like that, they turn a 3rd and 13 from their own 17-yard line. 2 plays later, it's a 27-yard touchdown run. It's the 4th of the night for Tamir Gaines. Before they even kick the extra point, Mount Dora is already back in front, 27-26. Extra point looking to go up by 2 with 32 seconds to go in the third quarter. As the back and forth game continues here between Rockledge and Mount Dora. High snap, brought down, kick is up. It is good, just sneaks inside the upright. And with 32 seconds to go in the third quarter, another Jimmy Hula's touchdown drive for Tamir Gaines and Mount Dora as they jump back in front 28-26 off of a big 56-yard reception by Kobe Blackman, setting up the 27-yard touchdown run by Tamir Gaines. Rockledge will take back over from their own 20. 28-26 Mount Dora leads. But the biggest deal tonight for Rockledge defensively is just missed tackles right now. Missed opportunities. I mean, the first play of this drive, nearly a pick six by the Raiders, and by not picking that one up, it goes down the field. Mount Dora scores, and it's just the missed tackles. Gaines shedding tacklers down the field, as did Kobe Blackman on the 56-yard catch and run. Rockledge will take back over 1st and 10 at their own 20. Just before the end of the third, the Hurricanes leap back in front 28-26. First down and 10. Watkins on the read option keeps himself, but nowhere to go. And he'll be dropped for a loss of yardage on first down. Leading the charge for Mount Dora is number 70, Jonathan Casanas. A loss of 2 yards makes it 2nd down and 12 now for Rockledge to their own 18-yard line. We'll see if they choose to run a play before the end of the third. 4 seconds ago, and they will not. And we're heading to the fourth quarter here in McLarty Stadium. This game still up for grabs. Mount Dora will lead it into the fourth, 28-26, after they outscored Rockledge 14-6 there in the third quarter to jump back in front by 2 heading into quarter number 4. Again, this game's still very much up for grabs. It's gone back and forth throughout the game. But again, big deals of failed Rockledge PAT before the half, and the failed 2-point conversion keeps them behind by 2. Both teams have scored 4 touchdowns offensively. But again, the failed PATs from the Raiders have them behind by 2 and forcing them to play from behind here. And that's the key. Every time you see a failed point after, it's bigger than just a point. It can come back to haunt you here, but the Raiders can put that away with a touchdown. They'll go back in front regardless. But they're currently going to see 2nd down and 12 from their own 18 to start the 4th quarter. As we get set to go here, 4th quarter, last 12 minutes on the clock here in the spring game. It'll be 2nd down and 11 for Rockledge at their own 19-yard line. We'll see if the Raiders can make the comeback or if Mount Dora can kick off the 2025 campaign with a road spring game win. Watkins drops back to pass. He'll roll out to his left, throwing in the flat to his man, Michael Gonzalez, trying to break a tackle and won't pick up much there on the flat route. Kept in bounds as well, brings up 3rd down and a little ways to go for the Raiders here. Looking to avoid a 3-and-out off the Mount Dora touchdown drive. A gain of 2, 3rd down and 9, Rockledge at their own 21. And big play here for Rockledge, 3rd down and 9 from their own 21-yard line. Mount Dora looking to make the stop. Neither team has held more than a 7-point lead tonight. Quarterback stepping out, rifles on the run. Watkins, what a throw, crossbody. But he did not get a foot in bounds. It's incomplete. And it's going to be 4th down and 9. Nice throw on the run for Watkins, but Gonzalez cannot get a foot down there on the sideline. Would have been a big gain, more than enough for a 1st down, but instead it's incomplete, and it's going to be a 3-and-out for the Raiders as 4th and 9 will come. And out to punt for Rockledge will be Michael Arbor from their own 21-yard line. Again, no live punt returns here, so wherever this punt is caught, it'll be down right there. Arbor gets a low knuckleball there, and it'll finally be down just across the 50 there by Jaron Reynolds. 1st down and 10, Mount Dora. 11 minutes still to play. The Hurricanes lead by 2. A touchdown in the extra point would put them ahead by 2 possessions. Neither team has led by 2 possessions tonight, and that would be big here in the 4th quarter. And this is going to be a test to see how Rockledge's defense can play against the pressure here. They were great early, but Mount Dora has been scoring well here, minus an interception late in the 1st half. They've scored on most of their drives. 4 touchdowns for Tymeer Gaines, coming off a junior season with 19 touchdowns. He's got offers from a few FBS programs, most recently Delaware, the newest FBS program. Delaware and Missouri State joining FBS this year. 1st down and 10 now for Mount Dora at their own 49-yard line. Kerr brings his man in motion. Hands off right at the middle to Gaines. Gaines trying to bounce to the outside, but a nice tackle down low there. Xavier Floyd makes the tackle for Rockledge for no gains. 2nd down and 10, Mount Dora at their own 49-yard line. Rockledge has played well in the trenches today, but where they have been beat has been getting to the outside. As long as they can secure that edge, they've been good up the middle for the most part. Second down and 10 now for Mount Dora at their own 49. Blackman in motion again. They give on the jet sweep to Kobe Blackman. Blackman trying to get around the edge. Like I said, they're able to set that edge again. Blackman still on his feet. Into Rockledge territory down inside the 35-yard line. It's going to be a Hurricanes 1st down. And we're going to have another injury timeout here with 10:18 to play. An injured Rockledge Raider down on the play after a big jet sweep by the rising junior Kobe Blackman. That's been the key tonight, running the ball tonight for Mount Dora, as the runs to the edge have gotten around the Rockledge defense. And it's gotten them plays like that, able to move the chains again now to the Rockledge 34-yard line. That one a gain of 17 yards on 2nd and 10. Some point Mount Dora got to start thinking about running the clock a little bit more, holding the lead by 2, especially if they are able to score, go up by 2 possessions. Then it's all clock management from there. But for now, is the game only a 2-point game? Still have an injured Rockledge Raider on the play. Clock stops with 10:18 to play. 28-26 the lead for Mount Dora. They will have 1st and 10 at the Rockledge 34 after the 17-yard jet sweep run by Kobe Blackman. And the injured Raider going to be carried off the field by some of his teammates here. As after the injury timeouts, 1st and 10 Mount Dora at the Rockledge 34. The injured Rockledge Raiders, Jalen Blackman, number 15, gets carried over to the athletic table. It'll be 1st and 10 now for the Hurricanes. Coming up on 10 minutes to go in the game. Mount Dora leads by 2 and driving, looking to go up by 2 possessions. Make the comeback after trailing by 6 at halftime. Kerr in the shotgun. Turns hands off to Gaines. Gaines immediately tries to go for the outside, but we got flags down immediately. And we're going to have holding. And we have another injured Rockledge Raider. The flag was holding on Mount Dora, so after the injury timeout, it'll be 1st down and 20. And more cramping for the Raiders here defensively. Gotta hydrate. 9:41 to go in the 4th as we have an injury timeout. And the flag holding on Mount Dora on the last play will make it 1st and 20 for the Hurricanes at the Rockledge 44-yard line when they resume play. And tomorrow on the Brevard Sports Network, we have a AAU track meet. We'll be live here on BSN. Just because the week is over, still more sports going on. We'll have more spring football as well next week on BSN. Just have some more tonight as well. As I mentioned earlier, Spring Jamboree. Alan Zlotowski's there with MCC, Cocoa Beach, and Palm Bay, as it'll be the 2nd annual All-Comers Invitational Championship for Quantum Track Club. Live from Heritage High School, 10 a.m. and rolling. All the events posted on the Brevard Sports Network's Facebook page for those interested. After the hold, 1st down and 20 for Mount Dora from the Rockledge 44-yard line. Nicholas Kerr, the quarterback, pump fakes, lofts one down the sideline. Flag is down on the near side. What a grab. Did he get the feet in? No, he did not. Incomplete, out of bounds. But a solid grab by DeMichael Lohman. Just can't get the feet down, but we do have a flag down here on the near side of the line of scrimmage. And it's going to be another hold on Mount Dora. We'll see if Rockledge chooses to make it 1st and 30 or 2nd and 20. And it looks like they're going to accept it and push Mount Dora back to their own side of midfield as this drive's starting to get out of hand for the Hurricanes. Clock stays stopped as well. It's going to be 1st down and 30 for Mount Dora. Back to their own 46-yard line. Back-to-back holding penalties hurting them here. First down and 30 for Mount Dora back at their own 46. And it's going to be a handoff here to Tamir Gaines, and Gaines nowhere to go. And the flag comes down. A little bit of extracurriculars there in the middle of that play. Saw some pushing and shoving. We'll see how this all shakes out. A little bit extracurricular, some high tempers here after the play. Personal foul on Rockledge. And on a play that was 1st and 30, blown up. A little bit extracurriculars afterwards. Penalties there going to be on, I believe that's Xavier Floyd. Or rather, that is Raheem Cutter, I believe, number 3. And that's going to move them all the way back up to the Rockledge 39-yard line. A big 15-yard penalty. Doesn't reset the downs. It'll be second since there's a dead ball. Second down and 15 now for Mount Dora. A little bit more achievable now back to the Rockledge 39. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper on the read option. Kerr tries to hit the gap. He's brought down just inside the 35-yard line. Going to be third and manageable now as they go from 1st and 30 to just 3rd and about 9 or 10. Big play here inside Rockledge territory. 3rd down and just 10 now for Mount Dora from the Rockledge 34-yard line. They can somehow convert here on this set of downs that started at 1st and 30. Aided by the 15-yard penalty, but still could be monumental for Mount Dora here to try and close this game out, leading by 2, 8:25 to play. Still plenty of football. I believe both teams still with 3 timeouts. Kerr jots back to pass, 3rd down and 10, rifles one over the middle. It's caught in stride, running down the middle of the field, all the way in. Touchdown Mount Dora on 3rd and 10. And a big play goes 34 yards, and it's a touchdown for Willie Dixon from Nicholas Kerr, the first passing touchdown of the night for Mount Dora from 34 yards out on 3rd and 10 on a drive that saw 1st and 30. An injured Raider on the play as well is going to limp his way off the field. And that's Kayron Harris. But a big-time touchdown there from Willie Dixon. And just like that, it's an 8-point lead, and an extra point could put Mount Dora up by 2 possessions for the first time tonight. And they'll go for the extra point here. Back out on the field for Mount Dora, Caden McCoy. 8 minutes to go in this game, still time, but extra point is good just over the left upright, and that's another Jimmy Hula scoring drive for Mount Dora, capped off by a 34-yard touchdown pass from Nicholas Kerr to Willie Dixon. That puts Mount Dora up by 2 possessions for the first time tonight, 35-26, as the Hurricanes have now outscored the Rockledge Raiders 21-6 in the second half, as they lead by 9 with 8 minutes to go. Raiders not out of it, but they're going to need a score here on this drive and a stop after that. Fireworks have been out tonight. 1 player for each team with 4 touchdowns. Scoring not stopping for Mount Dora here in the second half, as I believe they've scored on every drive so far since halftime. And a lot of turnover for Rockledge on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball. The offense has looked solid tonight. The defense, though, starting to break down a little here in the second half. 1st down and 10. Watkins drops back, steps up in the pocket, blitz coming in, and that's going to be a sack. First sack of the night for Mount Dora for number 70, Jonathan Casanis. The rising senior makes the sack there. A big loss on first down in the sack as the Hurricanes rolling right now here in the fourth quarter. It'll be first down and 18 for Rockledge back to their own 12-yard line after the sack on Watkins. Second down and 18. Watkins trying the hard count. No movement on the defensive side of the ball. 7 minutes to go here in this one. Mount Dora leads by 9. Watkins drops back to pass, looking for the screen. He'll go over the middle, but the rifle there for his intended receiver, Charlie Kimbrough, wasn't ready for it. Incomplete, and it's 3rd and 18 for Rockledge. Third down and 18 for Rockledge at their own 12. Watkins drops back to pass, steps up, scampers to his left, throwing on the run. It's caught, trying to get up to the 30 for a first down. What a play there by the receiver, Drew Sarver, to get across the 30. First down, Rockledge on 3rd and 18. And great playmaking there by Watkins on the run, rolling to his left, throwing with his right, and finds Drew Sarver, who fights through the defense across the 30 for a gain of 19 yards. First down and 10, Rockledge up to their own 31. A big-time play here late in the fourth, 6.5 minutes to play. First down, Raiders. And the hard count gets them to jump off sides. It'll be 1st and 5. Raiders is going early as Yanni Garcia for Mount Dora. And with that, we'll head to the fourth quarter water break. 6:27 to play. Mount Dora leading by 9. Looking to close this one out, but the Raiders not going out without a fight. They'll have 1st and 5 at their own 36-yard line coming out of the water break. We're going to take a break as well up here in the booth. We'll be back with the players for the end of this one. 35-26 the lead for Mount Dora. Out of the water break, 6.5 minutes to go. We'll be right here the rest of the way here to the end of this spring game. 35-26 the lead for Mount Dora. Rockledge has the ball 1st and 5 at their own 36-yard line, trying to drive down and cut into this lead. Watkins turns, hands off to Allen up the middle just across the 40. And that should be a first down for Rockledge, and it is for Camden Allen. First down, Raiders up to their own 42-yard line. A gain of 6 on 1st and 5. Keeps the chains moving. Natwick Insurance first down there for Camden Allen. The Raiders continuing to march down the field slowly but surely, but with 6 minutes to go, they're going to have to take out the slowly and start to pick up the pace a little bit. Watkins drops back, rolls to his left. Sets his feet, throws to the sideline. What a grab, inbounds by Gonzalez. And that's going to be a first down for Rockledge down inside the 45. And that's been a very strong connection tonight between Joseph Watkins and Michael Gonzalez. That's netted 2 touchdowns. A nice toe tap there for Gonzalez. Down inside Mount Dora territory, 1st and 10 Rockledge. From there, 42 to the Mount Dora 42. A gain of 16 yards on first down. Keeps it first down. And the Raiders not out of this one yet. Still have 3 timeouts in the second half. I believe 5.5 minutes to go, down by 9. Watkins drops back again. Blitz coming. He'll let it fly. One-on-one ball looking for Gonzalez. No flag comes in there. Got a little handsy there at the end of it. It's going to keep it second down. Interesting call there. Gonzalez kind of getting steered out of bounds. Flag stays in the pocket. Well, there's one down here on the field. Oh, we're going to need a flag on the Rockledge sideline. And a tough break there is going to back them up. Second down. Now in 15 for the Raiders. Already got the sideline warning. This one's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Second down and 15 now for Rockledge. Back to the Mount Dora 47 after the deep incompletion. Watkins in the shotgun brings his man in motion. Blitz coming off the edge big here from Mount Dora. Watkins steps up in the pocket, evades the pressure down the left sideline. Watkins still on his feet and drives down the sideline, but you're going to get a flag in here, and I think that's going to be a crackback block. What a run there by Watkins, but the late block there is going to take it all back. And we got an injured player for Mount Dora here. What a play again by Joseph Watkins. I think that's who I've been most impressed by tonight, the rising sophomore quarterback. His ability to step up in the pocket there and make something out of nothing. I mean, again, the block's going to take it back, I believe, but he got the first down with his legs there in a play that looked like he was going to be sacked. The playmaking ability of Joseph Watkins, I mean, that's going to be a name you want to bookmark for this season coming up in the fall here for the Rockledge Raiders, and he's just a sophomore. So regardless of win or loss tonight, you're seeing developing talent for the Raiders. And here's the call, personal foul, crackback block on Rockledge. So instead of a first down run for Watkins, that's going to be a 15-yard penalty that sends them right back to their previous line of scrimmage, plus an extra yard back. And the injured Hurricane will get up on his feet and walk off under his own power. That's Donovan Spears. Clock stops, 5:17 to play. Now it'll be second down and 16 for Rockledge at the Mount Dora 48. Two big-time penalties. The sideline warning just 5 yards, but the crackback block takes back a first down run by Jordan Watkins. And it's a 15-yard penalty, second down and 16 now for Rockledge back to the Mount Dora 48-yard line. Gonzalez in motion, second and 16. Watkins rolls to his right, sets his feet, got to watch his backside, gets hit just as that ball went away. Did not know coming from the blind side there was Tamir Gaines, making plays on both sides of the ball, and that one lands just short of his intended receiver, Drew Sarver. And it's going to be third and 16 now for Rockledge as Watkins hit as he throws, ball falls to the turf, and it's third down and 16. Because the incompletion clock stops with 5:09 to play. Rockledge got a score on this drive. Third down and 16 now. Watkins drops, play fakes, throwing to the outside, wide open receiver. Floyd cutting up field. Elijah Floyd up to the 35-yard line, a gain of 13. It is going to bring up fourth down and 3 for Rockledge. And a big play here with under 5 minutes to go. 4th and 3 from the Mount Dora 35. And it looks like they're going to go for it. No reason not to here. 4th down and 3. Rockledge at the Mount Dora 35. Got to get to the 32. 4.5 minutes to go. Raiders trail by 9. Big play here. 4th down and 3. Only need 3 yards here. Don't need to overcomplicate things. Got to watch for the pressure from the edge, though. Mount Dora's been bringing it on this drive. Watkins has done a great job tonight under pressure, though. Watkins turns, gives. Allen spun down. He's not going to get there. And he's going to go nowhere on 4th and 3, and it's a turnover on downs for Rockledge. And Mount Dora is going to take over 1st down and 10 at their own 35-yard line. There's absolutely nowhere to go for Camden Allen on the 4th down carry. Right at the middle is swallowed up by the Hurricane defensively. And it's going to be 1st down and 10. Mount Dora at their own 34-yard line. 4 minutes to go, and it's all clock management from here on out for Mount Dora, looking to pick up a big spring game victory. Traveling over for Mount Dora here to Rockledge to start out the spring with a win if they can close out the next 4 minutes without giving up 9 or more points. 1st down and 10, Mount Dora at their own 34-yard line. There'll be a handoff right up the middle to Gaines. Tamir Gaines up to the 40-yard line. A quick gain of 6 on 1st down. Make it 2nd down and 4. Second down and 3 for Mount Dora from their own 46-yard line. Handoff right at the middle with room to run. Tamir Gaines again with a 1st down across midfield. Keeps the ball moving, and another 1st down for Mount Dora up to the Rockledge 48-yard line. And a great night it's been for Tamir Gaines with 4 touchdowns. Looking for a huge senior season, coming off a 1,700-yard junior season with 19 touchdowns. Mount Dora will open up their schedule in the fall on August 22nd against Boone. At home will be their season opener. 1st down and 10 coming up now for Mount Dora at the Rockledge 48. Handoff again to Gaines around the outside. Gaines bounces himself out of bounds after a solid gain on 1st down. Clock stops at 2:40. Clock still running, 2:40 to play. It stops. It'll be about 2nd and 5. Second down and about 4 now for Mount Dora. And it's going to be a handoff up the middle. Nowhere to go for Tamir Gaines. Nice play there by Torrey Love. There for Rockledge defensively. 3rd down coming up for Mount Dora. Coming up on 2 minutes to go. 3rd down and 3 for Mount Dora at the Rockledge 41, looking to keep the clock moving. Tamir Gaines bounces upfield, got a flag down. Gaines has the 1st down. We got a flag. That's been the biggest killer tonight for Mount Dora offensively, has been the penalties that they've sustained. We have another injured Rockledge Raider on the play. Will keep the clock stopped with 1:54 remaining. It's going to be another hold on Mount Dora. Even with a win tonight, I think that's the biggest thing they can look at is the holds and some of the penalties that they've had offensively. Besides that, a 35-point outing in a spring game. Very solid after a 14-point first half. As now they look to run the clock out and start out the spring with a big win before the fall. Again, they'll start their season with Boone, just looking to find Rockledge's fall schedule. as the injured Raider walking off the field. And after the hold, and we have a timeout on the field. It's going to be a Rockledge timeout here with 1:54 to go. Their first of the second half, ahead of what's going to be third down for Mount Dora after the hold. It's going to be third down and 13 for Mount Dora back to their own 49-yard line. The Raiders looking to try and get the ball back here before this one's over. Try and make a run down the field if they can. After this, for these teams, it's on to summer workouts and then into the fall. At least in Brevard County, it's kickoff classics first, the preseason game. And then the season kicks off for real in the fall. Be a lot more Friday night lights here on the Brevard Sports Network. We still have more spring football next week as well. Here, I think we have Holy Trinity's spring game next week on BSN. So spring football not done tonight, as unlike most fall weeks, it's all Friday night, but we had some last night. Melbourne beating Haggerty 31-21, I believe. So a nice start for Jeff Panucci in his new role. Solid performance tonight for John Holmes and Rockledge tonight against Mount Dora. Slip screen on third down and long, running up the field. First down could seal it, and they're going to get it right there with Quay Wilkins on the slip screen on 3rd and 13, gets him enough yards to move the chains again, and it's going to be first down, Mount Dora back into Rockledge territory. Clock stops with 1:44 to go. But again, the biggest focus now for Mount Dora is running this clock out, and picking up the spring game win and traveling back to Mount Dora. School year's winding down for everyone. So congratulations to all the seniors out there getting ready to graduate. Still have softball as well on the Brevard Sports Network. The O'Galley girls softball team, congratulations to them advancing to the state Final Four. Hand off up the middle to Tamir Gaines. Just up across the 35. I'll bring up second down. O'Galley softball playing next Thursday either at 10 a.m. or noon. Last softball or baseball team remaining in Brevard County. Last of spring sports, I believe, to round out the sports calendar year. Starting all the way back in August with volleyball, football, now winding up O'Galley softball. The last team still going on the 2024-25 sports calendar year, as that time Nicholas Kerr will take a knee. Will line up in midfield, and it's a spring game victory for the Mount Dora Hurricanes, coming off an 8-3 playoff season. A nice performance in the spring game, a big second half surge in which they outscore Rockledge 21-6 in the second half en route to a big spring game win, as Mount Dora comes out on top 35-26. Biggest performances tonight, 4 touchdowns for Mount Dora's Tamir Gaines. And for Rockledge, it was easily the sophomore quarterback Joseph Watkins with 4 touchdowns, 2 passing, 2 rushing. Raiders got a bright future, some things to work on after the spring game, and a loss 35-26. I'd like to thank all of our great sponsors tonight on the Brevard Sports Network: My Card, Ellie Chan Real Estate, Nowwick Insurance, Uber Zotti, and Jimmy Hulas as well. I'd like to thank all of you for watching the Brevard Sports Network. You can keep it tuned here tomorrow for AAU track meet here all day long on the Brevard Sports Network. And next week, starting at 10 a.m. tomorrow and all next week, we'll have some more spring football and then get into our summer schedule as well. But won't worry that far down the line. Tonight, it's a win for Mount Dora in the spring game over Rockledge, 35-26. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m.